myself. I know I was like planning to tell my partner, Ro, like later tonight, but I actually, what you're saying makes me think about like the moment and why I want to page it out. Trigger warning for child abuse, possibly, and certainly something I consider child abuse. Is this okay? Can I do this, Janelle? I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. So earlier today, I stopped on my way home from teaching. I stopped at Target because I wanted to buy stickers for my students because I can't give my students who are in prison any kind of gift. And tomorrow's my birthday, and I just want to put like a cute ghost sticker on each of their papers as a way of celebrating my birthday and just doing something nice for them. So I stopped at Target knowing I'll probably spend $100 there because even though I'm going in for stickers, I always end up spending at least $100 in Target every time I go in there. I don't know what it is. So I walk in, I kind of have my daughter's birthday coming up in the back of my mind. So I'm like, okay, this is it. When I get the stickers, I'm about to get Alana some more presents. And first thing that happens, I get pulled into the juniors department, getting her some things. And then I end up over in the women's department and start picking out sweaters for myself. So I'm like standing and I'm like cheerfully like picking out these 2 little cardigans for myself and checking to see if they're washable. And then I walk through like a little aisle and there's an elderly woman who has gray hair tied back, and I'm wearing a skeleton earring and a long earring that has a friend's poem written on it that was given to me the night before for my birthday. And I kind of look a little witchy. Like I kind of look, and the woman is maybe in her 80s, but she smiles at me. And I feel for some reason that she's very excited by what I'm wearing. Like that's something. And I'm having this thought of, oh, like maybe this person's like a witch herself or something. I'm having this like thought of like, why would this elder like the way I look? Usually I'd get dirty looks for what I'm wearing. I've got like symbols all over on my sleeve that could be considered like the devil's work, but this elder is like smiling. And then I walk past having this happy moment of connection with this woman I just passed, and in the same direction after I've passed and gone to another sweater section, I hear what just immediately hits me as sounds of a parent being abusive toward a child. And I freeze by the sweaters, and I just hear this voice yelling. Like I don't even remember exactly what was being said. It was just cruel, like screaming a child's name. And I remember the child's name is Sarissa. And I just hear, "Get over here, Sarissa," and like the most, just like I'm about to, feeling like I'm about to hear a child being hit or something like that. So I freeze, and I'm having this moment of just like, I'm behind the thing, and I look over and it's where that elder is standing, but it's not the elder. The elder is staying completely silent while I'm assuming her daughter has a cart full of clothes and is trying to pick out clothes and is being annoyed that her child is like taking attention or like needing attention or trying to run away or whatever it is. And I can't really see the child at this point, but I just see that woman who gave me the look is standing there while who I assume is her daughter, is screaming at this little child. And I can't keep looking, so I kind of look away back toward the sweaters again, and then I hear like yelling, and then what I'm assuming is grabbing up of the child. I don't know what I'm hearing, but I just hear the child crying and going, "Ow, mommy, ow!" And I am standing there like, okay, so then I think I want to stop this. So I want to make my visible presence known. Like I'm having this what to do moment. What should I do? I didn't see anything happen. So I step outside of the sweaters and I look directly at the woman. And the child is now like not being touched. I don't see anything. I only heard the ow. I didn't see anything happen. And I know that, like, I'm thinking to myself, kids can sometimes say ow, even when they're not, like, being hurt, like, but I am now, like, on child abuse alert. Like, I'm in the store and I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do? So I just decide I'm going to stay in this section. I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I'm touching things, but now I'm not paying any attention to what I'm looking at. All I am listening to is, like, what is happening to this child. I see the child. She's wearing an oversized shirt. Like, the shirt kind of hangs to her, like, calves, like, but not like it's supposed to look like that. Like, it's just like she's wearing an oversized shirt. She's white. She has ratty hair that looks like it hasn't been washed or brushed in a really long time. And I make assumptions. I look at her mother. I immediately think, is she on drugs? Like, I'm, like, staring down her mother's face. I'm like, is that a meth face? I'm having these thoughts. I'm like, and I don't even, I have no experience with meth. So I'm making all these assumptions, but I just don't like the way that this woman is speaking to this child, Sarissa. And I also feel a sudden responsibility. Like, I have to, like, save this child. But, like, I'm also, like, didn't see anything, don't know what to do. And, like, I'm like, what do people do? What are you supposed to do? I'm having these thoughts, like, what are you supposed to do if you hear a child just having a parent be mean to them in public? Do you intervene? So what I did was I tried to kind of go around, and I wasn't leaving, and I was, like, within view, and I noticed that a Target worker came right up when it was happening, and I'm assuming I don't know their gender. He walked right to the aisle next to the mother to hang something, and I thought maybe he's checking on the child. And maybe he's trying to intervene by, like, being there. So I go to the other side, and this continues on, and the child, like, kind of runs in this other direction. So I start gravitating toward where the child is. I'm like, the mother's over here not paying attention, doesn't want to be bothered. I don't really know, and I just, like, want to look the child in the eye. I just, like, that suddenly becomes my mission. And I walk toward the child, and she looks at me, and I just wanted to give her a friendly face, like someone who's an adult giving her a kindness. And I said, hi. And I just whispered it as I walked by. And then she wanted to talk more to me, I think, immediately. So then I'm getting scared because I'm like, oh God, like, I said hi and I walked by. But then the mom is looking for the child and is, like, angry at the child for being away. So I start to go, like, toward some random sweaters again. And I hear the little voice, hi, like, like, kind of like, hey, like, trying to get it. But then the mom comes right over and she's like, get over here. What are you doing? And starts, like, yelling at the child again. So then I'm like, oh, I don't want to get the child in trouble. So this happens. And then I look at the mom again, and she starts to be nicer to the child. Like, but it's performative. Like, I just know it's performative. Like, she's like, oh, come over here, you little rascal. Like, it starts to be like, but that's not what I heard before. It was like, fucking get over here. What the hell? It was totally not, like, friendly teasing before. So then I'm like, okay, she's going to perform. Like, she's noticed, because I gave her the evil eye, that, like, she's noticed that, like, there's adults paying attention now, and she's, like, pretending she's not abusive. But I just know that this child's going to be abused at home. Like, I just know it. And there's nothing I can do to help her. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my response, I don't even know what, like, if I went to Target and I said, I think a child's being abused at home and, like, might have just been abused, I don't know it. Like, what would Target do? They're not going to do anything anyway. Like, are they going to call the police? And then is that going to harm the child? And then I'm, like, playing out these scenarios in my head, like, oh my God, what if like, the police came and then they harmed the child? Or, like, what if the child's, like, wants their mom because they've learned, it's like Stockholm syndrome or something. I'm just like, oh, so I end up, I know I have to leave. I'm like, I can't, like, stay in this section anymore. I have to leave this child. So I start praying. I'm like, I'm saying, God, please protect this child. Please, God, please keep this child safe. Separate her from any abuse. Sarissa, I'm, like, repeating her name. And I just, like, go and I get the stickers and I check out, and I'm, like, driving away and just saying this kid's name. And I'll never know what's going to happen to this kid. They're not in a good environment, but what should I have done? I don't know what I should have done. And then that made me mad that I don't actually have a response, like that there's no like, I know what to do in certain situations, but in this situation I really didn't know what to do, and it just like hurt my heart so bad that I couldn't help this child, but that like we don't have any, like there's no community resources I could have drawn on, there's no target resources I could have drawn on other than like carcerality, and like that I also could have just been dismissed completely anyway. I didn't actually see a physical abuse. So that's my page 1. Yeah, that's what happened today. Like it's a page 1, but like that's just like literally what happened today. And I wanted to document it, or like I recorded myself, but I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what to do with it. And if it works as a page 1, but this is like just fresh on my mind and really distressing. And I'm sorry if I distressed anyone with it. And if anyone wants to, like, I know we're over the time, so like goodbye if you must go. But if anyone wants to say anything, I also have a friend who's picking me up for birthday dinner right now who's in the driveway. But yeah, if anyone wants to say anything, like I appreciate any. It's Larry, Dad. Sorry. Okay.
I have something to say, but I'll tell you later because I don't want to hold people back.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to say anything, I also like this can be emotionally moving for people too, and I want you to have